Today, we live in a modern world full of industries. But have you ever thought how this came into existence? Today, in the chapter of Age of Industrialization, we are going to answer this exact question. We'll explore its origins, impact on people, and the major changes it brought to our world. Let's get started. Before the Industrial Revolution, there was a phase known as proto-industrialization. This was a time when large-scale production began without modern factories. During the 16th and 17th centuries, the acquisition of colonies and the expansion of trade increased the demand for goods. Trade guilds, which trained craftsmen and artisans while limiting new memberships, played a crucial role in regulating production. This era also witnessed a strong interplay between urban centers and rural areas where farmers and merchants worked closely together. By the 1730s, England saw the establishment of factories, marking the onset of the Industrial Revolution. Richard Arkwright's invention of the cotton mill exemplifies this transformative period, where technological advancements began reshaping manufacturing and trade dynamics. Speaking of the rise of factories, let's move on to the next topic, the rise of the cotton and metal industry. The cotton and metal industries, especially iron and steel, grew quickly. For example, raw cotton imports surged from 2.5 million pounds in 1760 to 22 million pounds by 1787. By 1873, exports of iron and steel reached 77 million pounds. Small and simple inventions also made a difference in sectors such as food processing, construction, pottery, glassmaking, and leather production. Even though technological advances were gradual and costly until the late 19th century, traditional craftsmen remained important during this period. Now that we've discussed the industry's rise, let's talk about how people lived before the Industrial Revolution. So, what was life like before the Industrial Revolution? Most production relied on manual labor rather than machines. Machines needed significant capital investments and were prone to wear and tear, which made investors careful. Seasonal industries such as gas work, breweries, ship repair, and book binding didn't heavily rely on machines. Handcrafted goods were highly sought after among the wealthy as symbols of status and sophistication. However, machines like the spinning jenny, invented by James Hargreaves in 1764, started to decrease the need for manual labor. Since we are talking about hand labor and machines, let's dive into the life of workers during this time. Workers during this time faced tough conditions. There was no shortage of labor, and wages remained low. Human labor was considered more reliable and cheaper than machines. Handcrafted goods were favored by the wealthy, which created resentment towards machines that displaced workers, particularly women. However, life began to improve after the 1840s due to extensive construction projects that significantly increased employment in the transportation industry, doubling the number of laborers. Speaking of employment and supervision, let's understand the role of Gomasthas in the next section. A Gomastha was a paid servant of the company who oversaw weavers, gathered supplies, and inspected the quality of cloth. This role became essential as India started its industrialization during British rule. With the role of Gomasthas clarified, let's discuss industrialization in the colonies. Pre-colonial India saw slow industrialization with traditional exports like silk and cotton textiles. These goods were exported as far as Afghanistan, Persia, Central Asia, and Southeast Asia. However, Europeans took control of trade in the mid-18th century, establishing monopolies through concessions and rights from local rulers. With the growing workforce, we need to ask, where did these workers come from? Workers came from neighboring districts and villages to work in the mills. Jobbers, a new group of workers, played a key role in recruiting villagers and providing them with services like housing and rent. These growths and recruitments led us to the peculiarities of industrial growth in India. Industrial growth in India was dominated by European managing agencies, which focused on export items like tea, coffee, indigo, jute, and mining. To avoid competition with Manchester products, India produced coarse yarn in the late 19th century. The First World War saw Indian factories producing and supplying war goods, leading to technological advancements and growth in small-scale industries. Because of these growths, there was a flood of goods which need markets. So, let's check out the market for goods. The 19th century Indian economy saw an attempt by foreign manufacturers to dominate the market. Indian weavers, craftsmen, and traders collectively demanded tariff protection and concessions. Advertisements became popular, with Manchester industrialists using labels like Made in Manchester to boost sales. Indians, on the other hand, used images of gods, goddesses, emperors, and Nawabs to attract customers. During the nationalist struggle, advertisements played a crucial role in promoting the Swadeshi movement. Let's summarize. Proto-industrialization, trade expansion in the 16th to 17th centuries increased demand, factories emerged in the 1730s, starting the Industrial Revolution. Industry growth, cotton and metal industries rapidly expanded, traditional craftsmen remained vital until late 19th century. Pre-industrial life, production relied on manual labor, machines were costly and handcrafted goods were prized. Worker conditions, workers had low wages and tough conditions, employment improved with 1840s construction projects. Colonial industrial growth, European agencies focused on exports, World War I spurred small-scale industry growth and technological advances. Now, here's a secret on how you can study effectively with the EduRev app. You can learn with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And that's not all, you also get amazing courses for Class 10 and much more for your Class 10 preparation. Thank you.